The United States men's hockey team, for the first time since 1980, are Olympic champions. We're going to talk all about it on this express edition of No Credentials Required. Welcome to this express edition of No Credentials Required, where you don't need a press pass to talk sports. We are proudly presented by Belly Up Sports. My name is Ryan McCarthy. I'm one of the hosts. To my right is a man who's going to be playing Freebird all day long from here on out, Dustin Henry. Dustin, how we doing this afternoon?
I'm doing okay, and I'm still in shock. I mean, we'll get into why, but man, what a game! This is what you get up for. I put a picture in the Discord. Join our Discord if you haven't yet.
Yeah.
A lot of fun over there. But it was a homemade breakfast sandwich, a cup of coffee, and hockey on the big screen. What a way to start the day. And the stakes were high, the highest of the high. Can't wait to break this down with you. Thrilled to be here with you today. Ready to go.
Yeah, this was quite a game. What a game this was. I gotta say this. First things first, all right?
Yeah.
I gotta give a ton of credit to Canada.
For sure.
I have to do it.
For sure. I mean, I said, because we were chatting a bit in the Discord and via text, and shout out to local credhead Scott, shout out to Uncle Al, talked to both of them a little bit about this game. And Canada outplayed us straight up. Canada outplayed us. They outshot us. That third period was crazy. I don't know how some of those pucks didn't get in. Connor Hellenbuck will tell you how. But unbelievable game by the U.S. We're gonna break it all down. But a hats off to Canada. And I was thinking of Brent. I said he's gonna be celebrating, because I thought this game was going to get away from the U.S. And I said, man, we're going to lose it again. And Canada took the momentum. Canada played. I know you saw them during the silver medal presentation. They looked dejected, and understandably so. Things had just happened. But they played a whale of a game. Canada did. Really did.
They had me nervous from about the second period on, because I said, you know what? They're going to respond. They're going to respond some way. But let's talk about this game. United States 2, Canada 1 in overtime. My boy, Jackie, my boy. 2 goals, the golden goal in this game. And he scored with, let's see, what was the overtime tally? It was a minute 41 in.
Yeah.
Now, you say, I mean, we talked about this yesterday. We talked about 3-on-3. And yes, there are some hesitations about it, the 3-on-3, but let me remind my Canadian friends, okay? I saw one tweet. I'm going to the salt mines here, because there's some salty people on social media, especially on Twitter. And one guy said, and I quote him saying, biggest fluke in sports history. Congrats to the Americans. Never beat Sid when it counted and needed a 3-on-3 bounce. And I had to reply. I replied to him. I said, Vancouver was 4-on-4. Come on now. Come on. I mean, yes, Sidney Crosby was the X factor for Canada in every single game against the United States in 2010 and 2014. Yeah. But guess what? He wasn't on the ice. He got hurt in the game against Czechia. You can't control injuries, okay? Can't control how that goes.
And the thing is, like, shout out to Sid. I think Sid gets a lot of heat and a lot of hate that I think is unjustified. He's an amazing player, but the thing is, like, you understand how injured he must have been? Because I
Mhm.
have to believe if he could have been out there at all, he would have been out there. He understands what these stakes are. And so I mean his injury must have been pretty bad, okay?
Yeah, it had to be bad enough to stay off the ice if you're not gonna play in the gold medal game.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and there are reasons why the US won this game, and we just acknowledged it at the top. We acknowledged Canada outplayed the US in this game. After the first the US had the momentum in the first period, and then the penalty kill has been unbelievable for the US. They killed a 5-on-3,
Yeah.
but after that, you could kind of feel the momentum shift. And that third period, the Canadians at one point had outshot the US 8-1 in the period. It was just going, but let's call it what it is. The US had the edge in goaltending.
It did.
Hellenbuck is the MVP of this game, in spite of Jack Hughes' late heroics, getting bashed in the teeth, Ryan. Bashed in the teeth by a high stick. Oh, man.
Oh, I was
So,
gonna say, I'm sorry, I had my mic mic muted. I was taking a sip of my drink. My throat still hurts for some reason. I'm not really sure why.
you were
But
probably
I did scream. I did shout out. Actually, this is how jacked up I was for this game. Hey, see what I did there? Jacked up.
there you go.
Hey, I literally opened my front door, stepped outside, and yelled, USA! Yeah! My sister was like, what is going on? I'm like, we just won. She goes, I can tell, yeah.
Did any neighbor respond, Ryan?
Nobody responded, which was kind of shocking. But then
Oh,
again,
man. That would have been the best if some
that would have been the
random
best
neighbor
if
opened the door.
I know there was the state of New York opened up. They canceled the liquor laws from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. today because of the fact that the gold medal game was being played, and I I, I was tempted to go out somewhere and go watch the game, but
Yeah. Yeah.
it would have been I I would have hated to be there if we lost, but
Oh, for sure.
we
And
didn't.
that's you got to feel for Brent. I mean,
Yeah.
I shouted him out already, but the man was up at 5:10 a.m. his time to
Yeah.
watch this thing, and he mentioned on yesterday's show that he and his wife had made a reservation at a place down the street. Man, that's commitment right there. That's
That is
commitment
commitment.
to the cause. Well,
Yeah.
it's not a cause, but you know what I mean.
It is a cause in a way. I mean, it's your
Yeah.
country you're
Yeah, it
playing.
is. It
But
is.
let's go over the stats of this game. United States 2, Canada 1. Connor Hellebuck, 41 saves in this game. Matt Boldy got the scoring in early for the United States.
Yes.
He scored with 6 minutes. Scored 6 minutes into the game on a really nifty play. I'll talk about that in just a moment. For Canada, Cale Makar with the goal with under 2 minutes left in the second period. I said to myself, "Oh man, this game's about to turn on its head."
Yeah.
Devin Taves with an assist, and Jordan Binnington, who didn't see a whole lot of shots from period 2 on, he had 26 saves in the losing effort for Canada. But let's start with that Boldy goal. That Boldy goal was an amazing goal because it started
Yeah.
basically with a block shot, and then it was on a partial breakaway. It was on a 1-on-2, and Boldy just kind of jolted the puck a little bit, kind of tipped it in the air to himself, and then went in on goal. Went one way, puck went the other way. Binnington got beat, and it's 1-0. 6 minutes into the game.
Yeah. Yeah, that was shocking. I was still heating up my breakfast sandwich when that happened, Ryan. Like that's how fast it happened. I was smart enough to pre-make it the night before because I'm like, I'm just want to grab this thing and sit down because as I predicted, I got to figure it out. I was like, oh, I'm gonna wake up early and I'm gonna work out before the game. I'm gonna be ready, but I got home later than I thought I would yesterday, so I ended up sleeping in to the last possible moment. I was like that high schooler hitting the snooze button,
Yep.
and I got up, grabbed the sandwich. The stick work on that goal was unbelievable. unbelievable stick work with that.
Yes.
It was, and I started thinking to myself, I said, that was when they scored fast and early. I'm going, maybe we do have it this time. Maybe we do have, because I still maintained overall, I think the Canadian team has more talent in some of the top spots, but the U.S. team is deeper. I would say I've come around on this roster. Like you mentioned that you had some reservations about some of the moves that Bill Guerin made. But man, they paid off. And I have not seen Quinn Hughes play all that much. I am a believer in one Quinn Hughes now, for sure. But there were so many when they scored early, and I got to shout them out again. And it's not just because I know a whole house of Dylan Larkin fans. He was unbelievable on faceoffs. That's one of the difference in this tournament to me, because on that 5-on-3 that the U.S. had to kill off, he got a crucial faceoff that they needed. But so that for salty Canadians out there saying that this was a fluky win, there's nothing fluky about 41 saves, and there's nothing fluky about the U.S. on the penalty kill 17 for 17 throughout the tournament. You want to look at why the U.S. won the game? Those are my two reasons right there.
Yeah, the power play was absolutely perfect in this game. Absolutely perfect throughout the entire tournament. They did not allow a power play goal at all in Olympic play. This was an amazing effort by the United States. Let's talk about that second period. Canada outshot the United States 19-8 in that second period. And again, when they went down 2 men, I said to myself, okay, this is when the penalty kill has to be. And you just mentioned it, the penalty kill. This is where the penalty kill has to be absolutely perfect. And it was. And they got those big plays. And you can see, I wouldn't say panic in Canada, but there was a sense of urgency during that 5-on-3, especially when the United States shot the puck down the ice to Binnington's side. You see Binnington just put the puck back in play. It puts it back in play because they knew, all right, we're up 3. We're up 2 men. We gotta put at least one puck in the net, and they couldn't do it because the penalty kill opportunity chances for the United States was excellent. Connor Hellebuck had some crucial saves during that power play, and unfortunately, Canada got one in with less than 2 minutes remaining in the second period. And I said to myself, all right, this was a bit of a letdown because they played so hard, and I think I went back to Friday's game between Canada and Finland. I criticized Finland. I said Finland played too conservative. But there's a difference between the United States and Finland. Finland was playing not to lose. The United States was getting in chances, but they just couldn't find a play in the Canada zone. Like Canada had plugged up the middle. They had kept the play to the outside. The United States couldn't generate chances down deep where they usually that's where they make their meals. But to their credit, and to the third, and we go to the third period, that one save by Hellebuck on Devin Taves, who was pushing deep, that was the difference between a gold and a silver medal for the United States.
I still can't believe he got his stick on that, Ryan. At first, I had no.
It is now my wallpaper on my phone.
Oh man, it's a great one. I mean, I could not believe that he actually got the stick on that. And there were saves after save for Connor Hellebuck. That's not the only one. It's the most notable one. But he stoned Connor McDavid on a breakaway. Hellebuck was keeping the U.S. in this game, and you kind of talked about it, Ryan. But the second period on was nerve-wracking because you felt like I at least felt like, and if you have thoughts, I'd love to hear them, but I at least felt like the first period was the U.S.'s opportunity. And they mentioned it on the broadcast, and I agreed with them. The passing has been a positive for this U.S. squad, but I thought they were a little too pass happy in the first. There were some shots where I'm thinking to myself, they could have taken a shot here. And I felt like the first was the opportunity, and I felt like the game was kind of blown after that. I was saying to myself, and it could be my pessimistic sports fan coming out, but I'm like, the first was their shot and they missed their shot. And now Canada's going to lean on us, outshoot us, which they did to a startling degree in both the second and third period.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought the first was the shot. And I mean, man, Connor Hellenbuck, we keep saying it, but he is the reason that they still had a shot in this game. Because Canada was playing for everything. They were throwing everything at us, and we had a couple breaks go our way. I don't know how Connor Hellenbuck got his stick on the on that puck. I'm glad that he did, but I don't know how McKinnon whiffed on that shot that he had. I don't know how he the caliber of player that he
wide
is.
open net.
Yeah, he does not do that. Man.
No, he doesn't do that. He does not do that for the Colorado Avalanche. But in this game just happened. I don't know if it popped off the edge of where the stick meets the blade, and the rest of the stick meets the shaft meets the stick. Like off the edge, like here's your blade. Like I was thinking he got it right there. That's where he had the shot, and it just whiffed. It just whiffed. And the United States too, they were starting to get their chances. I got a lot of credit to Coach Sullivan. Coach Sullivan juggled some lines. He did some work. He did some line juggles, especially late in the third period. I think he had a line of Matthews, Brock Nelson, and I can't remember the third one. Tage Thompson, maybe.
I think it was Tage. I think so.
They were getting in some dirty work down at the end, and then 6 minutes and change left in the third period. United States Canada dumps the puck in the United States zone. Jack Hughes is going after the puck. Sam Bennett is there. Sam Bennett's stick hits Jack Hughes right in the mush. He's down the ice and thinking to yourself, okay, and you can see the arm go up immediately. You see the referee's arm go up immediately.
Yeah.
You think to yourself, all right, it's 2 minutes. Jack was bleeding. That's a 4-minute penalty. 4 minutes. They had 4 minutes with 6:35 remaining in the game.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, I'll double check. But that could have really... If the United States had scored, that would have been... You wouldn't have to have that overtime period. But Canada gotta give credit. Gotta give credit to their penalty kill. The United States had their chances. Matthew Tkachuk had a great chance up front to win the game, or at least take the lead late in the game.
Yeah.
And they just couldn't do it. And then Jack Hughes gets a high stick penalty of his own. I'm going, oh, no. First he draws the penalty, then he gets a penalty of his own. And I'm going, oh, no.
Yeah, that was tough. And the thing is, you need a little luck. And shortly after, I think it was after Makar's goal for Canada to tie it up, there was another goal that was almost scored. I think it was by Faber. He shot it. It went off the bar and the post. It's crazy. This game had some crazy bounces to it.
I think it hit Gensel. Matthew Boldy just decided, all right, let's throw it on net. Let's see what happens, because nothing's happening for us in the period anyway. And it actually hit, I think it was Gensel in front, bounces off the crossbar, bounces off the pipe, bounces off the crossbar, and then hit the post. And I'm going, jeez, that could have been a big factor going into the locker room in the second period.
Yeah,
but goodness gracious, the third period, just high intensity, and the United States killed off another penalty. After that Sam Bennett penalty expired.
Yes.
A 4-minute penalty expired. The United States goes back on the power play. Don't allow many chances, or Canada to get many chances. Actually, I think it was Celebrini's shot, and he got his stick tied up with Jacob Slavin. out in front, and Slavin prevented Malcolm Celebrini from getting a shot on goal, and that was the big difference. And they go to overtime, and that allowed myself a chance to expel my nervous energy because hidden secret. All right, secret McCarthy recipe here. When I get anxious, I clean. My sister loves it when I get anxious.
You get the vacuum out, you move it.
Oh yeah, I was at the end of the second period, I cleared the dishwasher and I started filling it with dirty dishes. But overtime, I swept and I Swiffered. I did the Swiffer around the house, and then I got the wet jet out and I washed the floor. I did a quick clean of the floor. So that was my get my nervous energy out. Let's calm myself down and settle my anxiety. When they went to overtime, I told my sister, I said, just watch yourself coming out. It might be a little slippery. Okay. But let's go to the comment section real quick, because we got a lot of comments coming in. A lot of comments coming in from our cred heads, from people from Belly Up Sports. We got Time to Be Dan from Time to BS saying "Free Bird," yeah.
Cue the guitar solo. Which little trivia fact, you probably know this, Ryan, because you're a trivia master. But the reason that solo sequence is built into Freebird and they extended it live was so that Van Zandt could rest his voice during live performances. That's why that solo's in there, and we all know that guitar solo. We love it.
I actually did not know that.
All right. I got you.
Got one on me. Does he saying woohoo, Murica? James saying go go USA. Dan, if you don't like that, Canada, we got 2 words for you.
Oh man,
I can't say the rest because
we can't finish that one.
James saying Hellebuck was the brick wall we all know he is. Yeah, and they're gonna, and if they don't win a Stanley Cup in Winnipeg after this, he'll be thoroughly roasted in Winnipeg. He'll be hated once again, which is unfair because he's arguably the best goaltender in the world right now. Arguably.
Yeah, I mean, and he just did it on a huge stage. Okay.
He also said, Dan also says, my fiance's family is 3/4 Canadian. They're annoyed. Open the salt mines, Dan.
Oh man, he'll get in there. He likes to dive into the salt mines and dig a little bit. You'll get in there, Dan.
He does. Now we gotta go to overtime. Now, again, we talked about this on yesterday's show, on yesterday's podcast. We talked about 3-on-3. I didn't mind the format. What I minded was the 20 minutes on the clock. It's a little too much, all right? Now, Canada won the opening faceoff. They won the faceoff, and if you're familiar with 3-on-3, of course we all are, because we all follow hockey, we all follow the NHL. If you win possession from the opening draw, you have the best chance of winning. I wouldn't say statistically. I don't know what the records are in terms of winning faceoffs and winning percentage of overtime games in the NHL. But again, I criticized, I had my doubts about this team down the middle and their inability to win faceoffs. But again, we talked about Dylan Larkin winning faceoffs. Vinny Trocheck won a crucial faceoff inside the American zone. Austin Matthews is underrated as a centerman. Couldn't win the opening faceoff in overtime, but the United States had chances to play keep away in this game in overtime.
Yes,
I think Canada had the puck more than the United States in that last overtime sequence. I'll have to go back and watch the tape. I'm pretty sure it'll be available to the end of time somewhere. Probably YouTube, probably on Peacock. But a little over a minute in, United States gets the puck. Zach Werenski trickles the puck down ice, gets a little too far for him. Nathan MacKinnon's going back to play defense. Zach Werenski muscles him off the puck, finds Jack Hughes, and there is your golden goal for the United States by Jack Hughes. Jack called game, baby. It's a familiar ring to it if you're a New Jersey Devils fan. I'm hoping, as a Devils fan, secretly, I'm hoping this catapults his season. and for the rest of the season. And Sheldon Keefe looks at the tape and says, maybe we should play him on the wing a little bit more. But game over. United States wins first gold medal in the Olympics since 1980. And like I said yesterday, the stars seem to align because the last time the United States, I'll repeat it. I'll repeat myself. I don't care. I'm in a good mood right now because the USA won. Let's go. The last time the United States beat Sweden in an Olympic setting was 1960. What happened in 1960? United States won the gold medal in hockey. Mm-hmm. The game's being played on February 22nd. What's February 22nd in United States history? Miracle on Ice game.
1980.
You know what also is February 22nd? It's Johnny Gaudreau's son's birthday.
Oh, man.
I think he turns 3 today. And what an amazing moment for the Gaudreau family. They flew his family out. They flew his parents, they flew his widow, and their 2 kids. They flew them out to Milan to have them watch every single game in this tournament for the United States. And what an emotional moment for the Gaudreau family. You see after the game, they're all giving each other hockey hugs and whatnot. You see the Tkachuk brothers grab not only the American flag, but they grab Johnny Gaudreau's USA jersey.
Yes. Yeah.
What a moment.
That was a touching moment. And I've said, partially in jest, but partially true, that it's been hard for me to root for Tkachuks in the tournament. But
you're doing your patriotic duty.
That was quite a moment, because I think, where were they teammates? Calgary? Was it Calgary?
It was Calgary. Teammates? Yep, they were teammates in Calgary before Matthew got traded to Florida because of a contract dispute. And it's paid off for Florida. And then Gaudreau left in free agency for Columbus. Could have been a New Jersey Devil, but I won't hold that against him because he's from New Jersey.
And then I think Werenski was a former teammate as well, because it was both the brothers that had the jersey, or was it Werenski in there too with the flag? I can't remember.
It was both the brothers, and I think it was Werenski too.
Yeah,
all 3 of them had that Johnny Gaudreau's jersey. They've had that jersey hanging in their locker room ever since the tournament began. They had it also in the 4 Nations as in the locker room. So they're playing for Johnny. They're playing for Johnny. They're playing for his brother, Matty Gaudreau, who also played bits and parts in the NHL. Unfortunately for both of them, tragically had their lives taken by a drunk driver in New Jersey before Matthew's wedding, or their sister's wedding back in August 2024. So. Yeah, it was. Let's go to the comment section one more time. Desi saying, I literally cried when they brought Gaudreau's kids out in the ice for that picture. Yeah, they were included in that picture when they had the gold medals all draped around their necks, got the stuffies, those weird stuffies that they got. I'm pretty sure every player in Canada is like, I'm just going to leave it here. I don't want to bring it home.
Yeah.
Desi saying, Brent, God bless him. Yeah, half of Canada woke up early at 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. to watch this game, and unfortunately, not to be. And Valent saying, Hellebuck, MVP of the tournament. Here's the bull crap part, all right? Connor McDavid was named MVP of the tournament. Again, in a losing effort.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yep. No, even as an Oiler fan, it's getting, and I guess we can save this for another stream, because but I have to wonder, what does this do for Connor McDavid's individual reputation and his but the thing is, he can't keep winning MVPs and things like this. Yes, Connor McDavid is the best hockey player in the world. Full stop. I will say that. Mm-hmm. But you can't keep giving him MVPs in losing efforts. It shouldn't be how it works. Connor Hellebuck should have been this game's MVP, because he is the reason that the U.S. is atop the podium. Shout out to Jack Hughes and everybody else that contributed. I thought Brock Nelson had good moments in this game as well. Yep. But it's Connor Hellebuck that should have been the MVP of this game, not Connor McDavid. And I love Connor McDavid as much as anybody I consider myself, he is, if you go back in the archives, he is my favorite number 97. He also, we should all be lucky that we get to watch him play.
Yep.
And I get to see it as an Oiler fan when I can actually stay up for the games. They're late. They're late Eastern Standard Time most times, okay? But wonderful hockey player, but he didn't deserve MVP of this game. No way.
No,
Or of
he
the
didn't
tournament.
he was the MVP of the
tournament.
The tournament. He was also named best forward, which, yeah, I agree with that sentiment. Best forward. I think Quinn Hughes won the best defenseman. And, of course, Connor Hellebuck won best goaltender.
Yeah,
a grand total of 5 goals in the 4 games. It's not 5 goals in the 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 goals. 6 goals the entire tournament in 5 games. I mean, Slovakia's game, the 2 goals he allowed, they came in garbage time, but still the best goaltender in the tournament by far. Yeah. James saying, I thought the game was gone after the Makar goal. Canadian winner seemed inevitable. Yeah, same here. And they were playing in the United States, and I gotta give credit here also too. That NBC broadcast team was outstanding. Kenny Albert, Eddie Olczyk, Boosh.
They were, but I just couldn't stand it. It was so much. It was like, can you just call him by his full name one time?
No,
like,
you can't. It's hockey culture, baby. It's hockey culture.
But I was just like, come on, Boosh. They just kept doing it, and it started to get to me. And also, there was the moment where Eddie Olczyk said, "Happy birthday, fellow Liney." Could have done without that one as well, but I understand.
Hockey culture is something else, my friends.
Yeah.
Embolent saying, I had renewed faith once it got to overtime. Completely different game. Yeah, and that's where the salt mines opened. After the game. I'm looking at social media and I'm seeing all. Look, we can't get credit for winning the game. It has to be, well, they won it because it was a 3-on-3 and it's basically a skills competition. No, this is the format they went with. And again, for a long time, for quite a while, I mean, it was 4-on-4 in 2010. All right. Can we put this argument aside of, well, they should have won. It's 3-on-3. It's a cheap way to win. The IIHF is trying to match the NHL with rules, with formats, and with gameplay. With dimensions aside, the 200 by 65.
Yeah.
They want to match the NHL. They want every single league to match the NHL because the NHL is the greatest league in the world. We talked about this yesterday.
It's true. It's the goal. It's the standard. You know,
it is the standard. Nobody, like Brent said yesterday, no Swiss player no Swiss hockey player wants to reach just the the first league in Switzerland. They want to go to the NHL.
Yeah, the NHL is the mountain.
Desi saying, I felt the U.S. was playing to get to overtime late. It's a little column A, little column B with the way that Canada was playing, because Canada came out like a house on fire in that third period. They had the United States on their heels. They would not allow the United States to get any kind of pressure in on Jordan Binnington. And I gotta give the defense a lot of credit. Their first unit all Olympics long has been outstanding. McDavid, McKinnon, and Celebrini, along with Makar and Devin Taves on defense. Yeah. That unit was outstanding the entire tournament long. And Valence saying, I felt like they had no choice. They couldn't get anything going offensively. No, they couldn't get anything going from about probably about the middle of the second period on, just like Canada's game against Finland on Friday. It just couldn't generate any chances. James saying, I saw McKinnon miss that open net and actually yelled, how did you not put that away? I think I think you and 40 million people in Canada were asking the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, I was on my couch. I'm going, wow.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I could have put it away, McKinnon. Don't worry about that. But
yeah, Blaine from the co-founder of Belly Up Sports saying, glad I recorded it. Can't wait to watch it. And Desi saying, you're in for a treat.
Yeah.
Indeed. Dan asking a question. Why is it that Jordan Binnington is the most inconsistent goaltender on the planet in the regular season, but turns into Marty Brodeur when it matters most? I don't get it. I have an idea.
Mr. McCarthy?
because the St. Louis Blues aren't as talented on defense as the Canadian national team is.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, his defense is. I haven't watched many Blues games this season. Okay, I don't have center ice, but 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 man, their defense seems leaky at best. Because I mean, everybody was commenting on it. It was a team. It was a term or a theme. Geez, speaking is hard. Everybody, it was a theme throughout the tournament. Every game that Canada was in that I saw, they mentioned that.
Yeah. I mean, I will say this in 20. Don't forget what happened in 2002. 2002 for Canada, Patrick Roy was in between the pipes for
Salt
Canada.
Lake, right?
Salt Lake. He was in between the pipes for Canada in net in 2002, and they made the coaches made a change. I forgot who coached that Canadian national team in 2002. If you look up in the we do real time research while I chat, I'll find out. I think it wasn't Scotty Bowman. It wasn't Mike Babcock. Mike Babcock was the 2014 coach. But after Brodeur was put in net in place of Patrick Roy, Canada's chances improved. And the same in 2010, Marty Brodeur struggled early in that tournament. They put in Roberto Luongo, and that made the difference for Canadians in that series, in that Olympics.
The coach for the 2002 Winter Olympics national team for the Canadians that year, Pat Quinn.
Oh, Patty Quinn. Yeah. Oh, man. I remember that guy.
Remember when the Oilers brought him out of retirement to coach? Oh, I remember.
And Valence saying it was much different, much less stressful knowing how it's going to end. The game was a heart attack. Yeah, I talked to my parents. I said, FYI, I'm still alive, but I think I had about 1 to 3 years taken off my life after that gold medal game.
Oh man.
Yeah, and Bush. I don't care. I don't care how tricky you get. I'm still gonna say it. So all right, fine. Brian Boucher was.
There you go. There you go. Just one time.
Fine. Just one time. He noted during the second period. He says, "This is and your uncle says the dude is fast." He talked about Connor McDavid. Yeah. He said that this was the He said, I've been on the ice for a lot of NHL games. This is the fastest hockey I've ever seen. Yeah. Ever. KJ and PA saying, did you guys talk about the paddle save by Hellebuck? Yes, we talked about it already. You can go watch the replay but yeah, that paddle save was again, I'll say it again. I don't mind saying it again.
Yeah.
That was the difference between gold and silver for the United States.
For sure.
And Desi saying, yeah, he has a background on his phone. Yeah, I also put it in the Discord. I said, this is my new background wallpaper for my phone.
Yeah.
But man, what a tournament! Oh my gosh, this is why the NHL needs to be in the Olympics. This is why, because this is the best talent in the world playing for. Was it 10 days? This tournament was what, 10 days?
Yeah.
10 days.
Jack Hughes, Jack Hughes said it after the game. He said we've been together for 2 weeks, so if you don't count weekends, that's 10 days. And but he said, what a team this is here. What a team.
And KJ saying, is it true Olympic coaches don't get a medal? No, they don't get a medal. Only the players get a medal, which sucks. It sucks because the coaches have as much to do with what happens on the ice as does the players, because they're the ones who are coaching the players, are the ones who are making those changes where they need to go, and they should get a gold medal too. All the staff should get a gold medal. The coaches, Mike Sullivan, John Hines, the assistant coach, their equipment manager, who's the equipment manager for the New Jersey Devils, Frosty as they call them, he should get a medal too. Like everyone in staff should get a medal. I'm sure USA Hockey will give them some sort of an honorarium as a thank you. I mean, but they gotta make this change. The Olympic Committee needs to make this change. Coaches should also get a medal.
Oh, for sure. They're putting in their time, their effort. They're coming up with line shifts, and you got to give it to them.
Yeah, and I saw the post game interview with USA Women's Hockey coach Mike Wroblewski. At the end of that game, I didn't see a medal around his neck either. I'm going, really? He's not getting a medal.
That's crazy. Blue should get a medal. I'm going to start calling him Blue now every 2 seconds.
And your uncle saying Connor Hellebuck was channeling Mike Richter's performance from the 96 World Cup. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure. I think Hellebuck might have not even been born when that happened. But this bears worth this. This is worth repeating. I mentioned it on yesterday's show. I mentioned it in our NHL preseason show.
Yeah,
I said I noted how much of how big this would be if the United States won the gold medal. Women's won the gold medal. Now the men's win the gold medal. And it's gonna inspire so many kids to want to play hockey, to want to be also be an Olympian, want to play for yeah, sure you want to play the NHL, but at the end of the day, yes, winning the Stanley Cup is important. Being paid millions of dollars is important. But guess what? Well, guess what's also important? What's also important is the colors you represent when you're on the ice and you're playing for your country. Yeah, and I think it's the biggest thing of all. It's going to inspire these kids and say, "I want to play in the Olympics someday." Yeah, I want to be in the NHL. That's the pinnacle. But I also want to play for my country at some point.
For sure, and that's what I was about to say. And we got a similar comment in the chat, but I wasn't born when the Miracle on Ice happened. Yeah, I've heard about it for years because everybody talks about it. And Lord knows Micah Ruzioni talk about it, and he was on the broad. He was
there.
He was on the broadcast, by the way. And they went to him after the first intermission, and during the first intermission, and he's like, "Oh, some lady was talking to me, listening to me, and she's like, I'd rather watch you than the game." It's like, all right, Mike, settle down. But that's the thing, man. Like, we now have our own moment, and kids around the world, young and even some of these players, they said, I forget what player they referenced, but they said, I've dreamed about this moment since I saw the movie Miracle. Now you don't have to watch a movie because you were there when it really happened.
I would probably say at least half the team was inspired by the movie Miracle.
Yeah.
By the way, comment in the comments section, and I have a homework assignment for this gentleman, KJ and PA, who is the husband of Dr. Lady.
Yeah.
Says, my lovely wife hasn't even seen the movie Miracle. KJ, it is your patriotic duty this afternoon to watch Miracle with your lovely wife.
And then once you finish watching Miracle, go back into our archives and watch the Miracle review we did as part of our No Ticket Required series.
Yes. Envalent saying, my mom was 6 months pregnant with me during the Miracle on Ice. I was 2 years old. I barely remember a thing from that at all. Oh, and Desi saying Brock Nelson being a third generation gold medalist was awesome. Yeah. His uncle, his grandfather won gold in 1960. His uncle, Bill Christian, was on the 1980 team, and now Brock Nelson is a gold medal winner.
Yeah, and apparently his grandpa, 88 years old, still watching back in Minnesota.
Awesome.
That's nice.
So cool. So cool. And KG responding, will do. All right. If you watch our review, KG, we expect a comment or two from both you and Dr. Lady. I'm just kidding, but not really. So we're gonna wrap things up here. I will say this: for the rest of the week, no shows. No shows the rest of the week. We need a break. After covering the NFL for 6 months and now covering Olympic hockey for the last 2 weeks, we deserve a break. So we're gonna come back either next Wednesday or next Tuesday. We haven't decided yet because it's gonna be the NFL. NFL New Year starts on Tuesday. Tampering period goes into effect on Tuesday. Officially, free agents can be signed on Wednesday. So we're going to figure things out. And I believe we're going to have a show either Tuesday or Wednesday next week. And then we're going to come back that weekend. We're going to start World Baseball Classic coverage. Brent, our buddy Brent from yesterday, he's a big baseball fan. He's going to join us on weekend coverage. And our buddy Drew Willingham is going to join us on the Tuesday shows during the World Baseball Classic. So we're going to get out of here. We're going to enjoy the rest of our days. I might go work out because I got all this nervous energy now, and I need to get, I need to,
Nice.
I need to spend it. I need to expend it in a healthy manner. But thank you everyone for joining us on this express edition of No Credentials Required. We're going to need a press pass to talk sports. We are presented by Belly Up Sports. For Dustin Henry, I'm Ryan McCarthy. We're proud Americans. I'm sure everybody else in the chat is too.
Ryan, I do have one favor to ask before I do my normal sign off.
Should I play it one more time? Should I play it one more time?
It's going to be 4 years.
It's going to be another 4 years
until we see it again.
Yes.
So we see it one more time.
Let's do this one more time before we sign off.
Bum 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 bum
All right. We're going to get out of here. We'll see you next week. The rest of the week, we're off. Well-deserved break. We'll see you guys next week. We'll let you know when and what time we'll be recording next, and we'll be on live next. So stay tuned to the socials for that. But in the meantime, we're going to get out of here. Thanks for joining us on social media. Thanks for joining us in the podcast section. And we'll be back sometime next week. Stay tuned to the socials. We'll let you know when. Until then, have a safe and happy week. Go USA.
Go USA. Good afternoon, everybody.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.